Good evening and welcome back to the Online Darts Live League, brought to you on Sporty Stuff TV. And this is the start of Group B. Group A was completed yesterday and Richie Burnett progresses to Saturday night's final. Group C started this morning, and currently topping that table is John O'Shea, who went through the card today unbeaten, 5 out of 5. Well, the players who finished in second and third spot in Group A come into the affray this evening with Mark Webster, James Richardson and Rob Collins. And up first is James Richardson against Rob Collins. James Richardson's, of course, the player who has provided us with two wonderful 9-darters in the Online Darts Live League. And of course, we are approaching the last knockings for qualifying for Champions Week in Phase 2. Our first Champions Week will be next week, Week 5. Paul Nicholson taking you through all the action next week. Already qualified for Champions Week is Martin Adams, Colin Osborne, Conan Whitehead, the winners of Weeks 1, 2 and 3. And then in the mix, the runner-up and the players who finished, who won the third and fourth playoff. So already the 9 of the 12 players for Champions Week are Joe Davis, Scott Marsh, Jared Cole, Niall Cullerton, Chaz Barstow and Jamie Clark. So all to play for. Like I said, Richie Burnett safely through to Saturday's final.
First. Game on.
And the top 3 from this Group B will join him, and the top 2 from Group C. Group C, as I said, started this morning. And John O'Shea, 5 from 5 on 10 points. Mike Warburton just behind Sean McDonald in third spot. Sean McDonald on 8 points. Reese Robinson 4. Corinne Hammond on 2. And Adrian Gray didn't pick up a win today.
45.
Keelan Kay and Kevin Burness
89
were second and third finishers respectively in that Group A, and hence they get the evening session.
58.
And the leg difference will play its part in this group. As I said, it's 3 from the 5 who do qualify.
60.
James Richardson, a former winner in Phase 1. Back in Week 3 of Phase 1, he picked up a title.
44.
As I've said, has hit 2 9-darters in the Live League.
140.
What a start to this match. James Richardson was the favourite to
44.
progress
James
from this
72.
Group B. 6 to 5 favourite, in fact.
32.
Kevin Burness, the 2 to 1. Rob Collins, 6 to 1. Keelan Kay, 15 to 2. And Mark Webster, 10 to 1. The former world champion, the outsider
44.
of the group.
James, you require 40.
Rob Collins was 6 to 4 for this one. 1 to 2 about James Richardson.
Game shot on the first leg. James Richardson.
And the opening leg, well, sums that price up just about perfectly, I think. 1 to 2 is about right going into this match, with current form taking into account
leg, it's James to throw first.
James Richardson's
Game on.
previous success.
$26. $81.
Rob Collins made the latter stages of week 2 of phase 2. Eventually finished in
140.
4th spot.
$81.
Needs to get into this match early, does Rob Collins. A great front runner, James Richardson.
43. $140. $140. $59. James, you require 152.
There's a break of throw, of course, in the opening leg.
Game shot on the second leg. James Richardson.
Very, very tidy hold of throw in leg 2 for James Richardson. And already in complete control. That 1 to 2 might have looked a little skinny. Not
Third
so
leg,
now.
it's Rob to throw first.
152. Not the highest of the week so far. We've had a 160.
58.
Just an indication
140.
of the form James Richardson is in. Meticulous with his preparation. Does practice very, very hard.
44. $59.
James Richardson has previously played 62 matches in the Online Darts Live League. Has a running average
93.
just over 90, a high of 108.83. Rob Collins has played 28 matches and some 7 points behind in the average.
96.
That's a bit of a golf in out-and-out quality. Has to switch.
177.
Does so successfully. A lovely 177, 140, of course, would have left the bogey finish of 166. And he was right to go that way.
138.
Very nearly
Robbie
a 174 from
129.
Richardson to leave 32. 72 remaining. Could be double 18, double 18. He went for the trouble 20 for double 6.
89.
But good pressure.
James, you require 68.
This is for the double break. Finishing so far has been outstanding. 50% on the doubles.
60.
Didn't quite match
Rob, you
that there.
require 40.
A reprieve for Rob Collins.
Game shot on the third leg.
And that
Rob
is
Collins.
a very, very tidy leg indeed from Rob Collins. A 16-dart holder throw, and he had to get that, and it stops the rot. James Richardson still has the break of throw, of course.
Fourth
so
leg, it's James to
still
throw
in a great
first.
spot.
Game on. $100.
So it's 10 matches to bring you this evening. Up next is Mark Webster against Keelan Kay. Mixed week for Keelan. Went through the card
51.
unbeaten on Monday. Started to go a little pear-shaped on Tuesday. And didn't find a win on Wednesday. Sounds a bit like a Craig David
46.
song.
$100.
I picked knocked O'Shea out
140.
before the off this morning at 13-2 to win Group C. I picked Robert Thornton out, who was topping the table after 2 days, but had to
85.
run off to Milton Keynes to take part in the final couple of Pro Tours. He was one of the reserve players.
100.
As he's not a tour card holder. And he was 6-1 to win that. So I've been in very good form this week so far. And I like Kevin Burness
95.
to win
James, you
this
require 150.
Group B. 90 left. Could stay there. The bullseye would have left tops.
51. Rob, you require 170.
Big fish. Highest finish possible. Needed 2 treble 20s in the bullseye. If you're unfamiliar with the sport.
40. James, you require 64.
Joining us for the first time on Sporty Stuff TV. Welcome along to the action. Tops for James.
Game shot on the fourth
Tops he
leg.
gets.
James Richardson.
And an 18 dart holder throw. Winning legs so far of 17, 15 and 18 for James Richardson. Absolutely rock solid stuff.
Fifth leg, it's Rob to throw first.
He's averaging 17 points more than his opponent Rob Collins right now.
84.
93 versus 76. Averages staying like that. He's going to find himself a throw behind. If this was a longer match, you would see him constantly be having shots at the finishes in excess of 150.
100. 60.
41 points the lead, plus these. Needs to give himself a little bit of breathing space. He's under pressure. Maximum of 3 legs remain, and he has to win them all.
100.
Best of 7.
58.
First to 4, all of the matches throughout the entirety of the live league. 2 points for a win.
42.
Not even bus fare home for a defeat. Obviously, no chance of a draw.
100.
Imagine Mark Webster's buzzing with the success of the Welsh football team in the Euros. In a great spot.
51.
An orange look to the Richardson shirt.
140. Rob, you require 124.
That's in support of the Netherlands, who took care of Austria convincingly this evening.
74. James, you require 60.
Tops for 4-1. Could be a guide.
Game,
And
shot.
is a
and
guide.
match. James Richardson.
Finishes it off 4-1. And that's plus 3 leg difference. The perfect start for James Richardson. There's the averages. Very tidy from James Richardson. 90.25. 4 out of 9 on the doubles. 44%. And that wonderful 152 finish. Very, very efficient indeed. Right, we're going to be back straight away with Mark Webster against Keelan Kay. Good evening and welcome back to the Online Darts Live League, brought to you on the Sporty Stuff TV, and this is match number 2. Former world champion Mark Webster in action up against the young and up-and-coming Keelan Kay, just 19 years of age. Completely different ends of the spectrum in terms of experience. Keelan Kay, just 19 from
First leg, it's Mark
Liskeard against the 2008
Game on.
world champion. And of course, in 2010, played his first PDC World Championships and took 3rd spot, beating Raymond van Barneveld 10-8 in that 3rd and 4th place playoff. I can only recall them doing the once, so a good trivia question. Had plenty of success elsewhere. Semi-finals of the World Masters in 06. Quarter-finalists in the match play, semi-finalists in the
100
UK Open and the Grand Prix. 3 times a quarter-finalist in the Grand Slam.
140.
Final of the Players' Championships back in 2011. Winner of the World Cup Singles and the 2-time winner of the
140
WDF Europe Cup Singles. A wonderful career for the
95
left-hander from North Wales.
$140. Mark, you require 110.
From Denby.
Game shot on the first
What a
leg.
start from Mark Webster. A 15-dart holder throw and a ton-plus finish to boot. Leads 1-0. Well, if Keelan Kay, I'm sure he knew plenty about Mark Webster going into this one.
Keelan to throw first.
If
Game
he
on.
didn't, he certainly does now.
100. 45.
Mark Webster was massively involved at the launch of our original concept, which was
60.
Played at home because of the then restrictions on everybody's movements. Played a massive part in getting this off the ground. Won plenty of
140.
daily titles. Did have some wonderful performances. Has had a fair bit of work done on that left shoulder, which is an ongoing issue.
97.
So many players have elbow and shoulder issues, mostly RSIs.
100.
He's going along very nicely at the moment.
$118. 140.
Looking
Keelan
very tidy indeed.
126.
He was quoted the outsider of all 5 at 10-1. Don't think that'll be available. Just on the back of what we're seeing here.
Mark, you require 76.
For 2-0. There's the treble 20. 2 4s.
68.
That will annoy him.
Keelan, you require 72.
Carved out that opportunity for a break of throw. Well, just to mark your card.
52.
On this form.
Mark, you require 8.
Around about 11:30, we're playing Rob Collins, and they make Rob Collins 4-6 favourite for that one. And 11-10 about Mark Webster.
Game shot on the second
Mark
leg.
Webster
Mark
does
Webster.
break throw with an 18 darter, finding double 4 with his final dart. Looking good, isn't he? Very, very tidy so far and well in control.
Third leg, it's Mark to throw first. Game on.
Not paid competitively in, well, approaching a year.
60.
He's carved out a very good career, of course, on Sky, covering all the darts on there, and primarily in recent weeks, the
44.
Premier League. A very, very good pundit as well is Mark Webster. Reads the game very, very well.
60.
And so he should. Was a top player, of course, back in the day. Not bad. Not too bad
100.
now. I wouldn't like to be playing him for my dinner money. That's not a bad dart for Mark. Makes the adjustment.
140.
Follows it in. Well.
140.
Good reply from Keelan. Keelan, of course, played very, very
59.
well on Monday. And as I said, started to have a wobble on Tuesday. And it all went wrong on a Wednesday.
100.
He's back in action on a Thursday. And hopefully in the top 3 on the Friday.
100.
Steady ton from Mark
Keelan, you
Webster.
require 117.
Here's a break back opportunity for Keelan Kay. Trouble 19 for tops. Ooh, just misses both. 2 well thrown darts.
43.
That was poor.
Mark, you require 82.
May go trouble 14 here because he loves tops. Now he's gone the 25. Will get a dart at tops. Only one though.
Game shot on the third leg. Mark Webster.
All he needs. That is absolutely rock solid from Mark Webster. His average at the moment, yep, over 90. 92 right
Fourth
now.
leg, it's
And he's
Keelan
3-0
to throw
up.
First. Game on.
Hold, a break, a throw, and a hold. 15, 18, and 18. Super efficient.
180.
2 out of 3 on the doubles. And the first 180 of the match goes to Keelan Kay.
96.
That's 5.
180.
That's 6. We're on the 9. Trouble 20. Trouble 19. Double 12.
59. Keelan, you require 141.
There is other options. Ooh, not that though. A smile from both. Should be 25.
130.
It's too good. 11 after 9. Fortunately for Webby, he's 3-0 up, and this is on throw.
100.
So
Keelan, you require
fairly
11.
irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. It's only just in the 3. Raise of the eyebrows.
Game shot on the fourth leg.
That is
Keelan Kay.
a beautiful leg of darts from Keelan Kay, an 11 dart hold of throw. Best of the day.
Fifth leg, it's Mark to throw first. Game on.
Key leg incoming.
$96.
Webster will want to close this one out with as least fuss as possible.
137.
Rob Collins back in action in our next match, and our final of the 5 players involved in this Group B, Kevin Burness.
100.
Kevin holds the second highest average, 117. 117.2
140.
to be precise. This is good from Keelan Kay. 137.
134.
Mark Webster still with his nose just about in front. Not now.
83.
Oh, that's an unfortunate dart. Treble 20 and treble 17.
91.
Great last one.
Keelan, you require 141. $85. Mark, you require 80.
He was so wary of not catching the flight of that dart because he
40.
knows that would have gone straight in the treble
Keelan,
20
you require
and bust.
56.
So he's overpitched it. What a chance for Keelan Kay to get back in this one.
Game shot on
And
the
he's
fifth
taken
leg.
it.
Keelan Kay.
A 14 dart break of throw. I mean, his two winning legs here. 11 and 14 for Keelan Kay. Just 25 darts
Sixth
used
leg,
to win
it's
the last
Keelan to
two
throw
legs.
first. Game on.
Hence his average of 102.31 right now.
100.
Had a scoring average in the opening three legs.
100.
Yet to miss a double so far. And Mark Webster only missed one.
100.
Tempo of the game suiting both. He's just gone off the boil in terms
60.
of scoring.
$180.
Nothing wrong with the scoring boots of Keelan Kay. Mark Webster will have the darts in the decider.
59. Keelan, you require 121.
This has been some fight back from 3-0 down. Only been done 6 or 7 times in the live league. That is a win from 3-0 down.
60.
As rare as hen's
Keelan, you
teeth.
require 40. Game shot on the sixth leg. Keelan Kay.
Oh, this is super stuff from Keelan Kay. Winning legs from being 3-0 down in 11, 14 and 13. That's up round about 110. And he has
Seventh
levelled
and
things up.
final leg. It's Mark to throw first. Game on.
His overall average at the moment is 104.48.
100.
We are into a deciding leg.
$101. 58.
Just the big trebles proving elusive right now for Mark Webster.
45.
Although that will give him a moment to catch a breath. Needs a 140 ideally.
100.
Gets a ton. That was just about minimum. Especially the mood Keelan's in right now on that treble 20.
$97.
Again, pressure on Webster to produce minimum of a ton. Anything less, and he's going to be in big, big trouble.
60.
Just begging for the first dart to land in the lipstick, and it's not happening. Momentum is with Kay.
140.
It was only a matter of time before he did that.
$98.
It's unfortunate.
Keelan, you require 118.
Going next door has meant that he may only get one dart at a double instead of 2 darts at tops. Mark Webster hitting that treble 7 instead of
40.
the
Mark, you
treble
require
19,
85.
treble 15. Oh yeah, of course, 57-28.
Game, shot,
And
and
57-28
match.
he hits,
Webster.
and a 17 dart hold of throw to get himself over the line. A very, very impressive match indeed. One of the best we've seen on the live league. Look at that average from Keelan Kay, 99.83. And he's on the end of a defeat. Up next, Rob Collins and our first look at Kevin Burness. Good evening and welcome back to Sporty Stuff TV. This is the Online Darts Live League, Week 4, Phase 2 and Day 4, Match number 3. Kevin Burness up against Rob Collins. Originally from Wrexham, now resides in Ballywalter. Here's Rob Collins from Bognor Regis. Winner of a challenge tour, 42. Uses a 22-gram Red Dragon
first
dart.
Leg, it's Kevin to throw first. Game on.
Rob, of course, already played one match. Going down 4-1 to a very good James Richardson. We've just seen
100.
Mark Webster weather the storm. It's a game of two halves. Mark flew out of the box Went 3-0 up in 15, 18 and 18 before, well, a spirited fight back from Keelan Kay.
60.
Back-to-back 180s, an 11 darter, then a 14, then a 13. Mark Webster just hung on.
140.
And got over the line with a 17 dart hold. Keelan Kay, 101.34 average.
100.
Following this one, James Richardson back in action against Mark Webster. Kevin Burness was a
80.
massive favourite for this one. A 1-3 shot. Rob Collins 9-4. Got a big gap in the averages. Kevin Burness.
96.
He has played now. Well, this is his 76th match in the live league and has a running average
140.
of 90.61. A leg win ratio percentage of 57.65%.
140. Kevin, you require 41.
On average, it's a 180 pretty much, at
the
least
first
one
leg. Kevin
every
Burness.
match. And that is a very confident start by Burness. Didn't play well on Monday, but certainly started to find his form over
Second
Tuesday
leg,
and
Rob
Wednesday.
to throw first.
I'd say despite a iffy start, only won 7 out of his 8 matches over the 3-day phase of Group
60.
A. Had a running average of 90.42, a high of 107.36. 15 matches, 18
59.
180s. There's another indicator with regards to his 180 strike rate. He was over 1.5 for this one.
140.
And still remains at over 1.5. Keep an eye out for that. If it drops to 2.5 and
60.
Rob Collins looks like he may get something out of the match, at least a leg or two, that will be worth backing in running. Well, if his first start goes in, he tends to follow it.
180.
And that's exactly what we've seen there. Everything is works
100.
around the first
Rob, you
start.
require 121. $43.
No previous between these two in the live league.
100. Rob, you
Still plenty of
require
time.
78.
There's a 14 dart hold in leg 1 for Kevin Burness. Oh, it's double 12. Would have been a 14 for Rob Collins. 15 left. 7.
66.
3 for double 6. Whatever takes your fancy.
60. Rob, you require 12. Game shot on the second leg. Rob Collins.
A very tidy 17 dart hold to throw for Rob Collins in leg 2. 2 legs played. 2 holds of throw. Kevin Burness to throw first in leg 3.
Third leg, it's Kevin to throw first. Game on.
Fairly drama-free so far.
96.
In terms of 180s,
140.
he's just below 180 per match, but like I said, keep an eye out. If that first start is
97.
starting to find the red bit with regularity, that's usually when the treble 20s follow and the 180s follow suit.
26. 60.
Was carrying a bit of a wrist problem over the first day or two on Monday and Tuesday, Burness. But seemed to just play through it on Wednesday.
42. 140. 80. Kevin, you require 108.
They're going Kevin Burness, 11 to 10, just to hit 180 or more.
Game shot on the third leg. Kevin Burness.
And that's a 108 checkout from Kevin Burness, a 15 darter to add to the 14 dart hold in leg one,
Fourth
going
leg,
along
Rob
very
to throw
nicely.
First.
Yeah, if Rob Collins gets another leg in this match, so extends it to
100.
at least 6 legs. The Kevin Burness over 0.518 is at 11 to 10. Could
83.
represent a little bit of value. Like I said, his strike rate on 180s is over 1 a match. I don't
100.
necessarily give you my emotional take on a match, or I don't do hunches. I'm just basically relaying the
80.
reams and reams and reams of data in front of me. Here we go again.
125. 100. 85.
Down to a 2 dart finish of 91 to level things up.
121. Rob, you require 91.
Treble 19 for double 16. There's the treble 19.
59. Kevin, you require 117.
Treble 19 for tops. So, Rob Collins, a sigh of relief.
43. Rob, you require 32.
3 in hand at 32. Ooh, that's a little bit too close to the double 7.
Game shot on the fourth leg. Rob Collins.
And a steady enough leg yet again from Rob Collins. Back-to-back 17 darts for Rob Collins in his 2 holds to throw.
Fifth leg. It's Kevin to throw first.
Kevin Burness, a little bit more explosive, hence he is higher in the averages, some 5 points
100.
higher. His winning legs have come in 14 and 15. Still very much in this one, Rob Collins.
100.
Went down 4-1, of course, in the opener to James Richardson.
99. 100.
Nicknamed the Man of Steel because that's the industry Rob Collins
100.
is in. Big, strong lad.
$97.
He's keeping the pressure applied nicely here
58.
on Burness, and Burness is just starting to falter. Collins just not giving him any space to breathe.
93. Kevin, you require 144.
Just niggling away at him. Nagging.
58. Rob, you require 111.
Oh, what a chance for Rob Collins to spring what would be a bit of an upset.
$89. Kevin, you require 86. Game shot on the 5th leg.
Wow.
Kevin Burness.
Oh, what a rescue job that was. Absolute one to the solar plexus of Rob Collins. He was poised to pounce. And what does Kevin Burness do?
Throw first.
Takes 86 out on the button. Absolute sickener for Rob Collins.
85. $60.
5 legs played, all held with throw. Yeah, on Wednesday, Kevin Burness won his opening match against John O'Shea 4-0 with 107.36.
57.
Then beat Mike Warburton 4-2 with a 97.28. Then defeated Richie Burnett, who was the Group A winner, with a 90.09. Then lost to Sean McDonald with a 96.41. And then finished off with a 4-3 win against Keelan Kay. So that's the kind of form he was showing yesterday. If he carried that form over
58.
to tonight's session, he was my reason. I thought the odds of 2 to 1
59.
were fairly attractive. A little, well, they're actually bang on the money.
47. Rob, you require 160.
2 triple 20s and tops was what he was looking for.
60.
Well,
78. Rob, you require 100.
second match went all the way. This one, I'm going to follow suit. Certainly looking that way. Double 10.
90.
Great effort from Rob Collins. He will be back.
137. Rob, you require 10.
Good pressure. It's to stay in the match. Can he use that as a guide?
Game
He
shot
does
on the
use it
6th
as a
leg.
guide perfectly.
Rob Collins.
And Rob Collins does take us all the way to a decider. Advantage still with Kevin Burness. He will have the throw in the 7th and deciding leg.
7th and final leg. It's Kevin to throw first. Game on.
Credit to Rob Collins sticking in there.
123.
Oh. No luck on the 180s so far.
100.
Slightly dragged the third dart there, Rob Collins.
127.
Well, he hit 2 treble 20s and couldn't stay there at the end of the last leg to leave a double. And he's gone treble 20, and deflected into the treble 1. And then he's just hit treble 20, and run for cover.
$97.
I always say, wouldn't we like to be as lucky as a bookie?
$45. Kevin, you require 154. 26.
Well, that's a disaster. A 140 or a run at 180 from Rob Collins here. We'll get him right back in this. I'm not sure if he can work his way around that now. It was an awkward dart.
44. Kevin, you require 128.
Oh, he's gone for it, despite Rob Collins not being on a finish.
$100. Kevin, you require 25. Game, shot, and the match.
Kevin Burness eventually, well, falls over the line in the end. There's the averages. Not too much in it. No wonder it went all the way. It was 7 holds of throw in the end. And it was Kevin Burness who found a way to win. And he picks up his first 2 points of this Group B campaign. Right, we're going to be straight back with James Richardson against Mark Webster. Good evening and welcome back to Sporty Stuff TV for the Online Darts Live League. This is match number 4 of 10, rattling through them tonight. James Richardson up against Mark Webster. Both players started their campaign off tonight with a win. James Richardson a little more convincing than Mark Webster. Mark Webster played all 7 legs, winning 4-3 in his opening match, and didn't find a 180. I sense statistically the 37-year-old is most definitely due one.
First leg, it's James to throw first. Well, game on.
Just the 1 or more. You can get odds of 4 to 5. James Richardson's 180 line was over 1.5 at 7 to 4. Didn't have to wait too long for one.
42. $125.
What a start to this leg.
$100.
James Richardson averaged 90.25
$100
in his opening 4-1 win against Rob Collins. And we've just seen edged out by Kevin Burness. Mark Webster averaged 87.58 against Keelan Kay.
96. James, you require 96.
Nominal difference. Same amount of visits to the board.
Game shot on the first leg.
That is
James Richardson.
A 12-dart holder throw to get this one underway. Quick fire stuff from James Richardson. But it's Mark Webster to throw first in leg 2.
Second leg, it's Mark to throw first. Game on.
James Richardson.
100.
Played 62 matches prior to tonight. 141, lost 21, so a 66%
26
strike rate in that department. Only bettered by Burness in this group this evening.
140.
He has a strike rate of 68%.
$45.
The historical data I have on Mark Webster makes
57.
me suggest that he will get 180 in this particular match.
140.
Only fear, of course, is if Richardson runs away with it 4-0.
59.
May not get his teeth into this match.
$60. Mark, you require 145. $59.
Keelan Kay and
Mark,
Kevin Burness to follow this one. Keelan Kay 6 to 4, Burness 1 to 2.
61.
Just misses the bullseye.
James
Grazes
170.
the bullseye wire. Right to go for it.
100.
James Richardson
Mark, you require
more than
25.
capable of slotting in the 170 double 12. Clips the wire, clip the ball wire.
Game shot
Doesn't
the
clip the
second
wire, a
leg.
double 6.
Mark Webster.
Gets it to level things up at 1 apiece. And it is looking good for James Richardson at the moment. Looks the better player by quite some
Third leg,
margin.
it's James to throw first. Game on.
20 points different in the averages. Backs up my eyes.
60.
Although that's an early mistake. Can Webster punish?
100.
They still have Rob Collins a favourite to beat. Mark Webster, 8 to 11, even money.
140.
About Webby. He's going to have to find his scoring boots. He's going to get blown away here. He's surely got a run for cover.
139.
Desperately unlucky there. It was just hanging in.
$180.
There's a second. Covers that 1.5. 20 for 170. 60 for 130.
James,
super stuff. Stick it in there. Mark Webster hanging on to his coattails. Wants the ball.
83.
Bust
Mark
right away.
require 130.
Will he get a dart at the ball? He certainly will. Bullseye.
Game
Doesn't miss this time.
And
that's a 12 dart breaker throw for the man from Denby. The former world champion leads James Richardson 2-1.
Fourth leg, it's Mark to throw first. Game on.
Super leg of darts from both. And the second 12 dart leg of this match. James Richardson went out in 12.
97.
In the opening leg. And we had a 21 dart hold and then a 12 breaker throw with that 130 from Mark Webster.
140.
The out and out scoring power of Richardson may force
100.
the hand of Mark Webster. This game's the easiest game in the world when you don't try.
100.
Perfect first start. Doesn't follow it.
140.
It's minimum after that opening dart. That was perfect for Mark Webster.
81. Mark, you require 164.
Has 2 visits to get rid of this. He should stay there. 140 leaves 2 12s, and he likes double 12.
100.
Very unfortunate. Like a couple of the players that prefer tops and another left-hander who's a prolific winner, James Wade, you will see Mark Webster go
140.
The treble 8 for tops
64.
Here. I can assure you that's what he was going for. Well, 16 doubles. He hates double 16.
32. James, you require 40.
To break back instantly. Can't see him missing.
No score.
Wow.
Mark, you require 32.
What an opportunity this is for Mark Webster.
Game shot on the fourth.
Absolutely
leg.
nails
Mark
it.
Webster.
Straight in the middle for a 16 dart hold to consolidate that 12 dart break of throw in leg number 3. Wow. James Richardson,
Fifth leg,
the favourite
to throw first.
to win this
Game
Group
on.
B, finds himself 3-1 down to the man the odds compilers gave no chance.
125. 140.
99 the average for Richardson. 91
43.
for Mark Webster.
$59. 140.
I'd love to see him get through. I really want to see Webster versus Burnett.
98.
A bit of Welsh bragging rights. North Wales v South Wales.
134.
The Welsh darts at the moment on the crest of a wave with
100.
Gezi Price and Johnny Clayton.
James, you require 59.
Two of the world's best right now. He wants tops.
Game shot on the fifth.
He makes the adjustment.
James Richardson.
And a hold a throw for James Richardson to steady the ship. Still work to do. Mark Webster has the throw here in leg 6.
Sixth leg. It's Mark to throw first. Game on.
It's a 15 dart hold. Made to look very, very easy there by James Richardson.
58.
7-4 about James Richardson in running. It would not surprise me one little bit.
140.
The scoring power of this man could turn this game on its head in about 30 or less darts.
55.
Here he comes.
180.
180, number 3.
$140.
140, number 4 for Mark Webster.
99.
James Richardson down to 82 on the Webster throw, looking good. 7-4 was absolutely flushing at me.
59. James, you require 82.
A little long. Topsy once for a 12 darter.
Game shot
Tops.
on the sixth leg.
He gets
James Richardson.
Winning legs in this match of 12, 15 and 12 for James Richardson. He does level things up at 3-all and does have the darts
leg. It's James
in
to
the
throw
decider.
First. Game on.
Averaging 102.81 right now.
131.
He's knocking him in off the lampshades at the moment.
100.
That's a high of 108.83. That's certainly safe in this one.
60.
Currently averaging 103.
100.
Even if we went out here 140, 170 or 180, 130, it still wouldn't beat his previous PB in the Online Darts Live League.
140. 60.
Another very good
James,
performance from Mark Webster.
170.
For a man that's not thrown a competitive dart for a very, very long time.
145.
And the last competitive darts he has thrown, of course, were at home when we were doing the Online Darts
100.
Live League from the players'
James
houses.
require 25.
To round off an absolute blinding performance.
Shots and the match. James
Absolutely
Richardson.
Outstanding. 12, 15, 12 and 14 darts, the full winning legs for James Richardson, an average of 102.83. Absolutely outstanding from both. 40% on the doubles, 50 for Mark Webster, and a high finish, that lovely 130, which we thought may have sprung the upset. Wasn't to be, and James Richardson certainly finds a way to win in some style. Right, we're going to be straight back with Keelan Kay against Kevin Burness. back as we approach the halfway point with Keelan Kay against Kevin Burness. A little bit of history between these two. I think this is their 6th meeting. They obviously met 3 times this week in Group A, Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. Prior to that, they met in May in one of our evening
first
groups.
It's Keelan to throw first. Game on.
Keelan Kay winning 1-4-0. The following night, Kevin Burness nearly replying
177.
in the same vein, but 1-4-1. And this week, Keelan Kay has had the better of 100. Kevin Burness. Monday winning 4-3 with a 95 average. Burness 97. Tuesday winning 4-0 with an 88.
97.
Burness only averaged 82-86. And then revenge on Wednesday for Burness, winning 4-3.
100.
Bookies give, well, they make Keelan a 6-4 shot. Burness 1-2. Thanks to my pal Marcus Knapman, who reminded me that from 94 to 98, 49. The PDC did the 3rd and 4th place playoff and then canned it for 12 years, and then it just returned
140
for the one time only, and that one time was when Mark Webster was involved, and as I said, finished 3rd spot in the world.
140. Kevin, you require 161.
Stuck in my head that Keith Deller was involved in one of those early playoffs for the 3rd and 4th spot playoff. I'll have to check my
77.
Old notes.
Keelan, you require 38.
Horrible idea anyway.
Game shot on the first
glad
leg.
they binned it.
Keelan Kay.
Keelan Kay holds throw on a, well, not very regularly hit double 19 for a 1-0 lead.
Second leg, it's Kevin to throw first. Game on.
Some performance from Richardson.
121.
Some performance from Keelan Kay in defeat to Mark Webster in his opener, averaged 101.34.
100. 59.
13 dart hold from
100.
Kay. Running averages going into this.
140.
Keelan Kay just shy of 84. Kevin Burness just shy of 91.
97.
I have to say, this most recent version of Keelan Kay is vastly improved.
105.
Yeah, 1998. Keith Deller and Rod Harrington
60.
played
Kevin
off
requires 76.
3rd and 4th spot. Double 18.
40.
So 144 for a
Keelan,
breaker throw and a 2-0 lead.
44. 96. Kevin, you require 36. 18.
Oh dear. What a chance.
Keelan, you require 48. 38. Kevin, you require 18.
And on Monday, when he was given those opportunities, he was mopping them up. He split it, 2 for double 8.
Game shot on the second leg. Kevin Burness.
Rightly so. proof is in the pudding, and he found the double 8 and does level things up with a 20 dart holder throw, one apiece.
Third leg, it's Keelan to throw first. Game on.
By the way, if you're wondering, Rod did win that playoff.
100.
Against Keith in 1998.
100.
I wonder how many times he kicked Keith Deller in the ankles.
100. 43.
I'm sure many of you will be wondering
22.
who won the first ever third and fourth playoff back in 1994, which was, of course, was the first PDC World Championships
140.
won by Dennis Priestley. Well, that year was Steve Brown. They say Steve Brown of America. He was originally from Surrey, but moved to America
97.
where he plied his trade as a professional player. His father, Ken Brown, a very, very good dart player as well. He defeated Peter Everson for that third
68.
spot back in 1994.
$94. Kevin, you require 150. $99.
I do not know why he
Keelan, you
stayed
require
there.
88.
On 71, treble 13 for double 16 was the shot. Bizarre stuff from Burness. Keelan Kay, 18 for the ball. Why are you chasing the treble?
40. Kevin, you require 51.
Double 16.
Game shot on the
That's
third
a
leg.
break of
Kevin
throw.
Burness.
Oh no, my apologies. Of course, yes. It is a break of throw and a 2-1 lead. I've got my legs
Fourth
around
leg,
the
it's
wrong
Kevin
way.
to throw first. Game on.
A break of throw in 17 darts for Kevin Burness.
95. $140.
Both players averaging very close to 90 right now.
99. 82.
Incredibly, I played both the Steve Browns on TV. One in the World Championships.
171.
And the other in the World Match Play, I think. Good record against Steve Brown's. 2 from 2.
70.
Steve Brown actually had
Kevin, you require 136.
very good Super Series. And it's good to see him back playing himself. Double 8 for Burness.
120.
Of course, the man behind Mad Darts, along with his team and the JDC. They've just been over in Gibraltar.
59. Kevin, you require 16.
Huge event in Manchester just prior.
Game shot on the fourth leg. Kevin Burness.
That's a 13 dart hold this time. Yeah, huge event in Manchester. In Atherton, just prior to the World Match Play, in around about 29 days' time.
Fifth leg, it's Keelan to throw first. Game on.
From the Manchester area, give that a... Is it the Botanical Gardens, I do believe?
180.
How often do we see it? A player throwing with absolute freedom. 3-1 down.
85. $180.
Back to back 180s for Keelan Kay.
100. Keelan, you require 141.
Not for the first time tonight. Hit a big 20 last time and ended up going out in 11 darts. Regroups. It was closer this time. 64 remaining. 48
93.
remaining when he goes, and he will go. Burness back on 316.
$60. Keelan, you require 48. Game shot on the 5th leg. Keelan Kay.
And yet again, misses the 9, goes out in 11. Does exactly the same in this one. And does peg a leg back, but Burness has the darts
6th
in
leg.
leg
It's
6.
Kevin to throw first. Game on. $83. $180.
Absolute 180 machine this evening. It's his
60.
3rd in this match. And his 6th of the night. He hit 3 in his opening
58.
match. Remember that wonderful comeback against Mark
100.
Webster. He reeled off legs, starting with the back-to-back 180s of 11, 14 and 13 to get it back to 3-3.
81.
Ultimately left himself a little bit too much to do in that match.
124.
He was against the darts, of course, in the deciding leg. If he breaks through here, he will have the darts in the decider.
60. Kevin, you
just
require 134.
not enough. You would think Burness would leave a double here.
21 scored.
So 21 leaves 113. He's going to have to come back down.
60.
The 57 would have left 36.
Keelan, you require 122.
So 4 18s and ball for Keelan Kay. Still finish. Wants the ball. Ooh.
97.
Super effort.
Kevin, you require 74.
Treble 14 or treble 18. He went the treble 18 route. 16 for tops. 56 remains. 20 for double 18 or 16 for tops.
Game, shots, and the match. Kevin Burness.
An 18 darter in leg number 6 is enough to see Kevin Burness over the line, but again, a very, very good average. He's averaged over a ton and lost, an average nearly 96 there, and lost this one. When it's not your night, it's not your night. Well, up next is Rob Collins against Mark Webster. evening and welcome back to the Online Darts Live League, brought to you on Sporty Stuff TV. We are into match number 6 of 10 that we will be bringing you this evening of this week 4 Group B, opening 10 matches, and there's a table update for you. James Richardson and Kevin Burness 2 from 2. Leg difference of just +1 in favour of Richardson. He's on +4. Burness on +3. Oh, can Webster win this one and join them on 4 points? The bookies think not. They make Collins an 8-11 favourite. Even money about Webster. Well, from what I've seen tonight, I think that even money represents value.
Rob to throw first. Game on.
Following this one, Richardson against Keelan Kay. Then we'll have Webster against Burness. Would have thought those two
58.
would know each other fairly well. Burness originally from Wrexham, not too far from Denby.
60.
And then we will have Keelan Kay against Rob Collins. And then Kevin Burness against James Richardson. Our overnight
98.
leader could go down to the wire tonight in that match.
$99. $99.
Wonderful facial expressions from Rob Collins.
$140.
No nonsense kind of player. Gets up there, throws his darts. No nonsense kind of fella.
100. $145.
Just
Rob,
missing
you
the
require
ball to leave 32.
146.
$17 and tops for Mark Webster for a very early break of throw.
105.
And a 1-0
Mark
lead.
require 57. Game shot on the first leg.
And
Mark Webster.
a 15 dart break of throw to boot for Mark Webster. And he does lead 1-0. That even money looking even more
Second leg,
tempting.
it's Mark to throw first. Game on.
Not that it'd be even money anymore. Did mark your card about this one quite some time ago.
180.
And he eventually finds a max. Told you he was due one. He was due one in the last match.
96.
Now that that's out of the way, we may get a glut of them.
140.
There really still is some player. Mark Webster. One of the kind of players that goes under the radar.
40.
Not one of those that shouts and screams and about his achievements. Very humble
48.
guy, but a very, very good player back in the day. Our paths crossed many a time. And even before he was
59.
crowned world champion.
Mark, you require 133.
Won plenty in the open circuit, or on the open circuit.
116.
A little unfortunate. Won't matter though.
100. Mark, you require 17. Game shot on the second leg. Mark Webster.
Back to back, 15 dart legs for Mark Webster. He is playing very, very well right now, averaging 100.20.
Third leg, it's Rob to throw first. $59.
Two-time finalist, of course, in the PDC
99.
World Cup of Darts, Mark Webster. And not that long ago, only 4 years ago in 2017.
99. $180.
Finding them now.
137. 94.
2017, of course, was partnered up with, what's his name? He went on, he didn't do bad in the end.
60.
Gerwin Price, that's his name.
128.
He didn't do bad, did he, in the end?
$95. Rob, you require 146. Game shot on the third leg. Rob Collins.
Rob Collins gets a leg on the board, and it's a hold of throw. Big advantage, though, still with Mark Webster with that break of throw he needed.
Fourth leg, it's Mark to throw first. Game on.
And in 2010,
$140.
he was paired up with Barry Bates. They were the two top Welsh players in 2010. Barry, of course,
180.
former UK Open finalist. 146 from Rob Collins was a
140.
15 darter of his own. 180 now in leg 4. Mark Webster
77.
currently averaging 110. Back to back 140s to start this fourth leg. Make that thrice 140s.
$94. Mark, you require 81.
12 ball. No, treble 10 for double 16.
49. Rob, you require 150.
One of the more interesting nicknames, Mark Webster, called Spider.
96. Mark, you require 32.
For obvious reasons.
Game shot on the fourth leg. Mark Webster.
A bit slow on the old uptake. Play on words, of course. What a performance this is. That was a 13 darter from Mark Webster to move 3-1 up.
Leg, it's Rob to throw first. Game on.
15, 15 and 13.
100.
The darts used in the 3 winning legs for Mark Webster.
$100.
2 180s, 6 140s, and that was his second ton. 43%, well, 42.86% on the doubles. An average of 107.51.
85. 139.
And this is how he can still play now. I can assure you, 10 and 15 years ago, he was some player.
100.
Of course, back then, it was all about trophies rather than averages and statistics.
75.
Oh, he'd love a 180 to leave double 18. Oh, that's so unlucky. Not for the first time.
80.
He will stay. Oh, he's running for cover.
131.
Didn't like the lie and
require
picks off.
136.
Treble 17. I needed this second treble 20 for double 8. Well, 16 and tops.
Mark require 56.
For Mark Webster to finish off an absolute blinder.
Game, shot,
Take a bow.
Mark
Webster, that was absolutely outstanding. 15, 15, 13 and 14. The darts used in an end average of 107.48. Tell you what, he's got to be the best commentator in world darts right now in terms of still being a dart player, that's for sure. Well, we're going to be back with James Richardson against Keelan Kay. Follow that, lads. evening and welcome back to the Online Darts Live League, brought to you on Sporty Stuff TV. Well, what a performance that was from Mark Webster, the highest average of the night right there. And up next, it's James Richardson. The table, oh, there you go, 3 players now on 4 points. Mark Webster, of course, has played 1 more match than Burness or Richardson.
First leg, it's James to throw first. Game on.
Just to let you know how good that was. 107.48 the average for Webster. 93.39 for
60.
Rob Collins. 100% on his doubles. Rob Collins had 1 shot and took it out. The 146. 50% on doubles for Mark Webster.
100.
4 out of 8. More at 140s than he did tons, and it 2 180s in that performance.
100.
I'll double check, but I think our
59.
Our best average prior to that this week was from Kevin Burness, 107.36. So that is a high for this week.
80.
We have been sport. We had 104.19 from James Richardson against Mark Webster a little earlier. And we also had Keelan Kay losing 4-3 with 101.34. Don't forget, these are
180.
Ex-champions.
61.
Current champions. 25 wannabe champions.
Game shot on the
no
first
tour
leg.
card holders.
Richardson.
Top 128 players in the world. Contracted, of course, to play only in PDC events. So the majority of these players are not full-time professionals.
Throw first. Game on.
Absolutely remarkable. Rob Collins was just telling me that
100.
he will be on the road at 5 AM tomorrow morning off to Slough for a big steelwork job, and then we'll be on his way home around about 5 o'clock. Hotel, shower,
58.
and back in to prepare for tomorrow night. That's dedication for you.
$140.
3 more games to bring you after this one.
99.
Webby against Burness. Keelan Kay against Rob Collins. And then Burness against Richardson. Will the overnight bragging rights come down to that one?
140.
Got a funny feeling it may.
96. James, you require 138.
Famous shot, of course. Keith Deller back in 1983 in the final of the Embassy World Professional Championships.
58. Keelan, you require 148. $100. James, you require 80.
We went for tops. A little cheeky.
40. Keelan, you require 48.
Two tens for 1-1. He was walking. He thought it was in. Now you can go.
Keelan Kay.
An 18 dart hold of throw for Keelan Kay. And don't forget, we're back tomorrow morning at the end of this evening's play, which will be around about 1 AM.
Third leg, it's James to throw first. Game on.
Make sure you give the Online Darts YouTube channel a look.
100.
Make sure you subscribe and hit that alert bell. You'll get a notification when we do go live in the morning.
140.
Of course, myself and Phil Bars will be doing our usual live show, maybe a little later this week.
40.
We'll confirm. Probably be around about 7 o'clock, as we now have a later start.
95.
But we will be back tomorrow evening at 10 o'clock for the conclusion of this Group B. We've had a bit of a treat tonight, haven't we, already?
180.
There's no letting up. Yeah, the conclusion
95.
of Group C on the Online Darts Live League YouTube channel tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. The conclusion of this Group B tomorrow night, 10 p.m. Sporty Stuff TV, and then the finale. And we will find out the final 3 players
59.
going into Champions
James
Week
require
next week,
121.
who will be battling it out for a share of £10,000 in prize money next week.
96. Keelan, you require 112.
Already in the mix. Week 1 winner Martin Adams, Week 2 winner Colin Osborne, Week 3 winner Conan Whitehead. The runner-ups and the 3rd and 4th playoff winners, Joe Davis, Scott Marsh, Jarrod Cole, Noel Cullerton, Chaz Barstow and Jamie Clark
56.
make up the other
James
6.
You require 25.
With 3 more to come. The winner, the runner-up and the 3rd, 4th playoff winner. And that's a slip.
Game shot on the
Matters
third
not
leg.
to Richardson.
James Richardson.
He just pops in the double 11. Doesn't matter, same size. He leads 2-1.
4th leg, it's Keelan to throw first. Game on.
Everything has gone with throws so far.
100.
Yet again, James Richardson up into the high 90s. He is in some form.
121.
The final game of tonight could be an absolute barnstormer
100.
between Burness and Richardson. Richardson was the very short 6-5 favourite to win this group, which is hard. It's hard to disagree with.
80. 140.
James Richardson starting to turn the screw here in leg 4, match number 7 of 10.
57. James, you require 140. Game shot on the 4th leg. James Richardson.
James Richardson has started to turn the screw here. He is in some form. As I said, 3-1 up now. Has the darts in leg 5. Can he wrap this one up 4-1?
It's James to throw first.
Huge swing. Of course, in the leg difference, averaging 101.59. Keelan Kay, not too shabby, averaging 90 only. Well, he's been reduced to just 2 darts at a double in the whole match.
59.
140 finish on that occasion.
$140. 140.
James had a 152, of course, in the opening match of the night against Rob Collins.
140.
Match number 2 had a high of 96 and then slotted in that 140 there. Emphatic.
118. James, you require 121.
121 to wrap it up with another ton plus average.
62.
104.19 in his last match.
92. James, you require 59.
Tops 4-1.
Shots.
Absolutely.
James Richardson.
Immaculate performance yet again from James Richardson. Winning legs of 14-17, 12 and 14. And that finish of 140 gives him an end average of 102.71. His second ton plus average of the night. And look at those checkout stats. 66.67%. Just outstanding from Richardson so far tonight. Right, we're back with the all-Welsh clash. Mark Webster against Kevin Burness. Good evening and welcome back for match number 8 of 10. We will be bringing you over the next, well, about 45 minutes left of action. we are back tomorrow evening, of course, from 10 p.m. on Sporty Stuff TV. This is the Online Darts Live League. This is Group B. Group A was completed yesterday. Richie Burnett topped that. The top 2 players from that group returned into this group. And that's topped now by James Richardson, who has been absolutely irresistible. In his opening match, he averaged, which I thought was very respectable, a 90.25. He then upped the ante with a 104.19, defeating Mark Webster 4-3. And then he's just defeated Keelan Kay, who was solid again, averaged 92 with 102.71. He rightly tops the table. However, Kevin Burness with a win here. Now, I did say this was a all-Welsh battle. Well, of course,
96.
Kevin Burness was born in Wales and raised in Wrexham, not too far from
100.
Denbigh. Now a resident of Ireland and lives in Ballywater.
58.
And represents Ireland in his darting prowess.
82.
Mark Webster, absolutely outstanding last time out, wasn't he? Hitting the highest average of the night and the week, 107.48, in defeating a very good Rob Collins, who finished with a 93.29 average, a 146 checkout. That was the only leg he won. Winning legs in that match for Webster, 15, 15, 13 and 14.
82.
Have been really spoilt tonight. It's as good a session on 30. The Online Darts Live League as I can remember.
90. Game shot on the first leg. Mark Webster
pops the 90 in 2 for a 17 dart holder throw and gets off to another good start in this match. Can Mark Webster win his final match of the night?
Game on.
This is his final match, of course.
140.
Could end the night on 6 points. Winning 3 out of 4 matches.
55.
Puts him in a good spot for tomorrow night. Puts him in a good spot for qualifying for Saturday night's final. Remember, the top 3 from this group will progress.
57.
You have to feel for Keelan Kay yet to pick up a point, and he's been absolutely brilliant all night.
40.
Just got no luck. Averaged 101.34 in his opener. 95.62 in his second game. And he's just
42.
Averaged 91.78 there.
$60.
46 behind here. Burness.
59.
What
Mark
a chance
require 161
for Mark Webster to get an early breaker throw. Brilliant.
137.
That leaves
Kevin,
2
12s. 148.
Another one of those for double 14. Ooh. Did have the option there if he didn't like the lie. It's difficult for us to see from this angle. We don't get the
100
view, of course,
Mark
of the player.
24.
And it can look so different. Loves 2 12s usually. Ooh, 2 6s.
12.
Oh dear.
Kevin, you require 48.
Not been too many mistakes from Mark Webster so far this evening, but that was definitely one. Is it going to be punished?
Game shot on the second leg. Kevin Burness.
Got away with one there, Burness. A 21 dart hold of throw. Levels things up, but 3 clear darts at 24 for Webster for 2-0.
Third leg, it's Mark to throw first. $58.
Kevin Burness was the 4-9 favourite. Mark Webster priced at 13-8 before the off. Keelan Kay 5-6 and Rob Collins 5-6, each of 2. Now here's the one that's fascinating me. Kevin Burness against James Richardson. They go 5-6 the pair. I'd make Richardson somewhere around about 1-3 on
64.
What we've seen so far this evening.
$134. $81.
So a ton in front plus these. Possibly stay there. Nope, runs
99.
for cover. Bit of it. The treble 19. It would left 38, which I think he would have split anyway.
96. Mark, you
might as well stayed at the treble 20 at 140 to leave 35. Treble 17 for double 10.
36.
Mark Webster and James Wade only look a little
59.
bit alike. Both left-handers, of course.
40.
Pretty much.
Game
Both use identical out routes on the majority of the shots from, well, anywhere from 61 upwards. But it is Mark Webster who leads 2-1.
It's Kevin to throw first. Game on.
Should be 3-0.
$140.
Kevin Burness yet to hit a 180 tonight.
97.
Unbelievable. Honestly, saving them all for the last match.
99.
He's going to have 4 or 5 in that one.
100.
And he's been involved in some long matches.
$140.
That was risky. A turn with left in 162. Webby needed a
140.
Well,
Kevin, you require 100.
That was minimum, really, wasn't it? A 180 would have been nicer, of course. Kevin Burness not taking any risks. Bullseye.
77. Mark, you require 164.
I think he's more of a traditional. No, my goodness. Looking for 619s and ball off the 164 instead of the traditional treble 20, treble 18 bullseye.
$29.
Well, he'll be fuming to get a go at this.
Mark, you require 133.
Because he'd love to be a lot lower.
$59. Kevin, you require
even make
16.
a dent in it. So 2-2 incoming.
Game shot on the fourth leg. Kevin Burness.
And look to the heavens. Mark Webster be doing the same. Mile away in. Nothing more annoying, but it is 2-2. Everything on
Fifth
throw.
Leg, it's Mark to throw first. Game on. $60.
Almost due a slightly more sedate match.
60. 58. 83. 180. 140. 137.
'Pretty sure Kevin Burness actually
94. Mark
represented Wales
66.
before he relocated to Ballywalter.
46. Kevin, you require 124.
Bullseye.
92.
Not a bad miss to leave
Mark,
32.
you require 20. 10.
Oh dear.
Kevin, you require 32.
That is an absolute disaster for Mark Webster. He can't
Game
believe
shot
it.
on the 5th leg. Kevin Burness.
I should imagine Kevin Burness can't believe his luck. Breaks throw with a 16 darter there after watching Mark Webster miss multiple opportunities to go 3-2 up.
6th leg, it's Kevin to throw first. Game on.
Actually, both these players speak Welsh.
40. 100. 180. 140. 140.
What a time. As I stated,
100. Kevin, you
Burness
require 141.
had not hit a 180 all night, and then finds one at an absolute key moment.
$81. Mark, you require 161. 119.
Well, just
Kevin,
in
you
case,
require 60.
Burness cannot convert.
Game, shot, and the match. Kevin Burness.
Well, you have to say, a good performance in the end, but dodged a bullet there, did Kevin Burness. Have to feel a little bit for Webster for 2/3 of that game. For me, was the better player, but ultimately, missed doubles are costly. 22.22%, just 2 from 9. That was the problem for Mark Webster. Right, we're going to be straight back with Keelan Kay against Rob Collins. evening, or should I say good morning. Will be good afternoon or good evening somewhere around the world, of course. And this is our penultimate game, and someone's O's gotta go. Keelan Kay up against Rob Collins, both players without a win tonight. Well, one of them is going to get a win because they meet in this penultimate match. As I hoped and suggested, our overnight leader will be sorted out in our final match to follow this one. James Richardson against Kevin Burness. Here's an interesting bit of trivia for you. Mike Warburton, who stepped in for
Game on.
Robert Thornton, who played in Group A with Kevin Burness, are actually related. They're cousins. He was born in Wrexham and represented the county in darts, etc. And recently, Kevin Burness found out that they are related.
58.
And again, no
100.
Previous between these two in the live league.
100.
Very, very similar stats.
57.
Keelan Kay played twice as many matches, though.
134.
I think Keelan's superior scoring will be key in this one. Or should I say consistency
Keelan, you require
that scoring area. Remember what I said about Rob Collins in that first start. He is deadly when he starts to find it.
Rob, you require 24. Game shot on the first leg. Rob Collins.
Rob Collins, a breaker throw from absolutely nowhere. 204 in 4. Takes a 1-0 lead.
Second leg, it's Rob to throw first.
13 dart, breaker throw, thank you very much. So this is match number 9 of 10.
134.
Our final match will be a top of the table clash. Don't forget, we resume tomorrow morning
100
at 9:30 a.m. with John O'Shea. Absolutely outstanding today. 10 points, 5 from 5, plus 17.
99.
Sean McDonald, though, not far away on 8 points plus 9. Mike Warburton, who we were just talking about.
83.
He picked up 3 wins today. He's on 6 points. Reese Robinson on 4. Corinne Hammond on 2. And Adrian Gray. A lot to do tomorrow. Don't forget, it's only the top 2
92
from that morning Group C that will progress into Saturday night's final. And then we will have Champions Week lineup of 12 players decided by around about this time on Saturday night. Make sure you join us tomorrow night on Sporty Stuff TV and for the finals on 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock, again on Sporty Stuff TV Saturday night. This is just the hors d'oeuvre
42
for
Rob,
tonight's final
36.
game. This is for back-to-back 13 darters. Double 9. There's no real pressure on this.
Game shot on the second leg. Rob Collins.
Oh, what a start to the match. Where has this version of Rob Collins been all night? 13 and 14 darts, the opening 2 legs. Just
Third
27
leg,
darts
to game on.
Win 2 legs.
82.
27 divided by 1002 is 111.33.
45. 97.
A must hold of throw this leg for Keelan Kay.
82.
As we've seen, coming back from 3-0 is a big ask.
58.
140 here from Collins would apply a bit of pressure.
81. 84.
Mark Webster finished the night on 4 points.
140.
+1 on the leg difference. So the third spot is still up for grabs. Any one of Keelan Kay, Rob
92.
Collins or Mark
Rob,
Webster can claim that.
153.
The top two, in my opinion, are pretty much done and dusted.
86. Keelan, you require 88.
It's just who does finish top. I thought Burness. The bookies thought Richardson on tonight's display
45.
from James
Rob,
Richardson.
you require 67.
I agree with them. 6-5 now is looking fairly good value. He has been wonderful tonight. This is for 3-0.
51.
This would have summed up a
Keelan,
nightmare
you
night
require 43.
for Keelan Kay had that gone in. 2 darts at tops.
Game
Only
shot
needs the
third
one.
leg. Keelan Kay.
And Keelan Kay steadies the ship, stops the rot, whichever terminology you prefer. But it is 2-1. Rob Collins still has that breaker throw though.
Fourth leg, it's Rob to throw first.
Rob Collins started off like an absolute
100.
steam train.
100. 60. 96. 100.
Only 64 behind here, Keelan. That's taking care of that. Needs another. Finds another.
140.
Not on a finish. However, work to do for Collins.
$42.
That's a disaster. That gives Keelan Kay 6 darts if needed at this 165.
125.
And that's a 125 to leave tops. Keelan just waiting for the score.
Was 125. 140.
To leave 59. Tops for Keelan. There we go. And 140 for Rob Collins to leave 59.
Keelan, you require 40.
So for the break back, and 2-2, a bit of Desmond. 2 10s. Pressure.
30.
Oh dear, oh dear.
Rob, you
He
require
really has
59.
had a nightmare night.
Game shot on the fourth leg.
Rob Collins doesn't need asking twice, and that's an 18-dart hold of throw. And to the woes of Keelan Kay, he now trails 3-1.
Fifth leg, it's Keelan to throw first. Game on. $100.
I must say, massive thanks to those of you that have tuned in via our YouTube channel.
140.
Approaching 4 million hits.
93.
Broadcast not only on the YouTube channel, of course, but across all your favourite bookmakers. And of course now, Thursday, Friday and Saturday evening on Sporty Stuff TV.
79.
So 221 points away. Could do this in 2 visits. We spoke
85.
Of Keelan's scoring power. He's only hit 140 in what's 59. Approaching 5 legs.
Rob, you require 136.
I don't need to tell you, that's night and day up to where he was prior. But all credit to Rob Collins. He's averaging 98 for this 3-1 lead.
60. Keelan, you require 170. $40.
So 76.
Rob, you require 76.
So wrap it up and put his first 2 points on the table. 16 for tops. And again, not too much pressure from Keelan Kay. Asking a lot here.
Keelan,
very, very hot
130.
in here this evening. Ooh, double 5.
Game shot on the fifth leg. Keelan Kay.
Oh, absolute class from Keelan Kay. Pulls one right out the fire. A 130 finish. Treble 20, treble 20, double 5. It's going to make Rob Collins wait a little bit longer. 1 match start for Rob Collins. That was that. His favourite double top.
$57.
Keelan Kay nearly produced the comeback against Mark Webster after being 3-0 down.
100.
Can he find a way against Rob Collins? Was a wonderful 130.
100. $140.
I don't mind that thinking. Keelan Kay needs 3 big trebles to leave a finish, and then we'd have to back it up with 2 big trebles and possibly a bullseye finish.
$85.
So 80 points away when he returns. Can he close it out this time? Again, not going to be under
80.
Well, it's a little
Rob,
bit of pressure.
80.
He took out 130 to save it. He may have to take out 124 if he gets a go.
Game.
He's
shots,
not going to get a
and the
go.
match. Rob Collins.
A very deserved winner there for me. Rob Collins. A very tidy performance, and he gets his first 2 points on the board. And look at those averages yet again. 96.85 for Rob Collins. What a night we've had. Probably one of the best standards I can certainly remember. Right, we're going to be back, and it will be for bragging rights. Whoever wins our next match between Kevin Burness and James Richardson will be the overnight league leader. Good evening and welcome back to Sporty Stuff TV. This is the Online Darts Live League and our final match of the opening night of Group B. And this one will be between James Richardson and Kevin Burness, both unbeaten so far this evening. So in our last match, someone's O had to go for the wrong reason. Well, in this one, someone's O's got to go for the right reason. Who is going to top the table and go into tomorrow night's final matches from this Group B? In front.
First leg, it's Kevin to throw first. Game on.
Another 10 matches from this group to bring you tomorrow night. The top 3 will join Richie Burnett in Saturday night's final. Richie Burnett, the winner of Group A, which was played over Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday mornings. And we already have
41.
Group C halfway through. That started this morning with Adrian Gray, Reese Robinson, John O'Shea, Mike Warburton, Sean McDonald and Corinne Hammond. At the moment, John O'Shea in complete control of that group. The top 2 will join the top 3 from this group. And, of course, Richie Burnett already in the final. That will give us our 6-player lineup for Saturday's final. The winner, the runner-up, and whoever finishes in third and, well, whoever wins the 3rd and 4th place playoff
100
will join Martin Adams, Colin Osborne, Conan Whitehead, Joe Davis, Scott Marsh, Jared Cole, Noel Cullerton, Chaz Barstow and Jamie Clark in our 12-man field for Champions Week, which starts Monday at 9:30 a.m. My good pal Paul Nicholson will be taking you through all of the action. I'm off to North Wales for a little bit of a holiday.
130.
And then I am back for week 6 and week 7.
180. James, you require 145.
Week 7, of course. Paul Nicholson will be on PDC
81.
duty as it's
Kevin,
the
you require 58.
final Super Series prior to the World Match Play field being announced.
48.
Oh dear.
James, you require 64.
James Richardson's Dublin has been outstanding.
Game shot on the first leg.
And yet
James
again,
Richardson
proves that with a 64 out in 2. A break of throw. Bad news for Kevin Burness. James Richardson leads 1-0.
Second leg, it's James to throw first. Game on.
Did have darts.
85.
Multiple darts for Burness.
97. 100.
Can't make a claim that Burness has been the best player tonight. I don't even think he's... Well, James Richardson
140.
Been the best player. Mark Webster has also been outstanding, hasn't he?
45.
It has been a super tough group. Surprise package, of course, being
100.
Mark Webster, who produced the highest average of the week so far in that match against
87.
Rob Collins.
James, you require
match number 6.
76.
107.48. Watch that one back on YouTube. It was a beauty. And this is for 2-0.
36.
Oof, clipped the wire. That left
Kevin,
his
you
hand.
require 132.
I thought that was in. Now we'll go ball here because that leaves 107, which can be done in 2. It'd have hit the ball. He'd have stayed there for double 16.
64.
Or could have opted for treble 14
James, you
and
require
tops.
40. Game shot on the second leg. James Richardson.
No mistake this time from James Richardson. A 17-dart breaker throw has been followed by a 16-dart hold. He's 2-0 up.
Third leg, it's Kevin to throw first. Game on.
Winner of this one will move on to 8 points.
60.
And will top the table overnight and go into tomorrow night in a fabulous position.
60.
Realistically, the winner of this one potentially only needs to pick up the 100. Win to guarantee their spot in Saturday's final. Remember,
100.
The top 3 from this group progress.
$140.
Better leg here from Burness.
$140. $140. $85. Kevin, you require 61.
To get his first chalk on the board, double 18.
Game shot on the third leg. Kevin Burness.
A 14 darter in leg 3 with the darts for Burness. Eventually does get his first chalk on the board. Still a lot to do, of course. James Richardson has the break of throw.
First. Game on. $140. $100. $7. $100.
Where did that come from? Not being funny, in fairness, it was 7 the hard way, wasn't it? We've all done it.
60.
I've done it on TV. In fact, I went 7-11. I went treble 1 in the corner, treble 1 in the corner, single 1, and then went treble 1 in the corner, treble 1 in the corner, and a single 5.
58. Kevin, you require 161.
And then followed that with a 180. That sort of sums up this game.
137.
Brilliant from Burness. 24 after 12. Richardson gone missing. Here he comes.
140. Kevin, you require 24.
To get us back on throw.
Game shot on the fourth leg.
Burness
Kevin
does
Burness.
it. Back to back 14 dart legs for Kevin Burness. And we are back on throw. And Kevin Burness has the darts in leg 5.
Fifth leg, it's Kevin to throw first. Game on.
James Richardson averaging 90.
177.
Kevin Burness. Hang on.
140.
Not had a 180 yet from James Richardson. We've had a 180 and a 177 from Burness.
140.
Burness averaging over 98 right now.
180.
Brilliant response.
$100. $24.
That's a little
Kevin,
unlucky.
84.
So Burness, he's rode his luck a little tonight, it has to be said. But when he's really needed it,
32.
he has produced.
James, you require 157.
Oh, what a steal this would be.
Game shot on the 5th leg.
Wow,
James
wow,
Richardson.
wow. James Richardson produces treble 20, treble 19, double top. When he looked like he was about to be in serious trouble, he breaks through and now leads 3-2.
Game on.
A smile from Kevin Burness, but he must be absolutely spewing.
140.
3-3-7. Oh no, it wasn't, was it? It was that
60.
horrible 24 in between, but he went 140, 180, 24, and then out on 157.
85. 140.
Well, it looked like it was going to be Burness, our overnight leader. Now,
140.
it's hard to see anything but James Richardson being the overnight leader.
140. James, you require 136. 104. Kevin, you require
again.
161.
Left a double after 12. Oh, needed the treble 17 for the ball.
137.
That would have just about summed up this game.
James,
Both have left a double
32.
after 12.
No score.
Wow. 3
Kevin,
clear
you require
darts to win it. 4-2. Can Burness take us all the way? Close, but no cigar. I don't think you can see too much of that.
No score. James, you require 32. Game, shot.
And no mistake this time.
James Richardson.
The best player over the course of this evening is the overnight leader, and that man is James Richardson. He has been outstanding, and another fabulous game of darts between two players. 97.23 for Burness, 95.25 for James Richardson. Well, I'm going to catch about an hour's sleep, and I'll see you back on YouTube at 9:30 in the morning. We'll see you then.